master's inspection of a BMW 540. We'll go ahead here and take a look at these 540. One area you asked about was the coolant. It is in fact low on coolant, and I will point out the leak that I found anyways at this point. But as you can see in there, it is definitely low on coolant. That little red bobber should be popping up. See your fan clutch is tight on it. Got some cracking in the belts. Hoses are in pretty good shape overall. Your oil filter housing in good shape, not leaking. The mounts are intact, those like to break. You can see here your power steering lines are leaking them both off the reservoir. Real common on this car. You can see here it's got good, nice looking power steering fluid though, which is ATF. You can see here also your valve covers are leaking a bit. Once again, real common on this car. Go ahead here, you see your cabin filters, really easy to change. In pretty good shape, pretty clean overall. The other one's the same way, so I'm not going to bother opening it. See your ABS DSC control unit. You can see right there, you see some of the grime on there from the valve covers leaking and whatnot. Your strut towers and everything looking good. Got xenon headlights here. Go ahead and nip off the engine cover here. Alright, so your M62TU here, Vanos equipped. As you can see, like I said, the valve covers are leaking a little bit dusty down here. We can get a good look at the back of the transmission here, pretty good shape. Now, if you look right down there, you see that all that crusty stuff around that bolt there? That bolt is for the valley pan that I was telling you about on the phone. The leaking coolant, you can see it's leaking coolant. It's a slow leak, which is why it's all crusty like that. Real common on this car. I also recommend that this back plate on the intake manifold, it's the PCV chamber for this vehicle. Another common failure, as long as the intake's going to be off fixing that valley pan, I recommend doing that at the same time, because it is a real common problem. See your heater hoses down in here, in good shape. Brake hoses and everything like that, everything's in pretty good shape for the most part. Go ahead and put that engine cover back on. Alright, so here we'll just take a quick look at the air cleaner. I got a good picture of it earlier. But you can see the filter's nice and clean there. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to our wheels and brakes and whatnot. Alright, you can see here your brake rotors. This one's in pretty good shape. It is definitely got some texture to it, a little bit of groove. Could be causing a little bit of a vibration when the brake's on here, so you can get a better look at the pedal here. Pads, I should say. Maybe we'll get some pretty decent pictures of them. A hard time picking this one up on the camera here all of a sudden. Get it right there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and move on at this point. Couldn't get a real good shot. You can see here these tires on the front are pretty worn out. They got all sorts of camber wear and stuff like that. I probably recommend having the alignment checked along with some new front tires here. They've got probably about 1 to 2 30-seconds left on them. You can see your underneath here. See a belly pan still intact. You can see your wishbones and everything along that line. Your sway bar links. Everything like that. Stuff's in real average age for a vehicle of this age. See here, it's not too slimy underneath here. I always expect to find a little lower oil pan leakage on these cars, real normal. You can see the rocker's pretty solid on the underneath side here. We have cladding and whatnot. You see, get a good line of the fuel and brake lines. They're in good shape, not real rusty or anything like that. There's your fuel tank right there. Go ahead and take a look at the rear left rear tire. See, this is actually the best tire on the car here. Probably about 3 or 4 30-seconds left on it. Definitely would be a good option for maybe a spare. I'm having a hard time shot of it there. You can kind of see it there. Decent brake life left on them for the most part, you know. These rears are going to be needing to be done soon, but for the moment, they're okay. See your rear suspension back here, your rear control arms, your brake hoses and whatnot. See rear differentials are nice and dry. Your exhaust is in good shape. Excuse me. Trunk floor is real solid and nice shape. Go ahead and move into the trunk here. You see floor mats are here. Get your CD changer and your amplifier for DSP. See that there's no sign of damage in there. This car has the outdated CPT 8000 phone. I don't even think that's supported anymore. I think it's analog still. But it has the phone. You see your rear fuse box. Got a nice new battery put in September 13. Your spare, however, is pretty much trash. And the sidewall is all blown out all the way around. That's going to need to be repaired. Wheels in pretty good shape overall. But that would need to be replaced. You got your jack there. See your trunk lid. In the toolkit here, basically everything's missing but the lug wrench. Even the tow hook is gone. Those are all items that, you know, at least it should have some wrenches and screwdrivers and whatnot. But the tow hook is the most important thing that you'd probably want to get for in case something ever were to happen. Go ahead and take a peek here at your trunk here. You see it real nice in here. You know, no all factory seaming lines, everything like that. So that's good to see. And go ahead and look at this the right rear brakes here. You can see this rotor's also a little gnarly looking. Get a little idea of the brakes there. You know, like I said, the rears are getting a little bit close, but they got some time yet before they're gonna turn one line. See, this has got some definite wear going on. And it's down to about 1 to 2 30 seconds. It needs to be replaced. See here your brake hoses and your CV axles, upper control arms. That's a real common failure point on these vehicles. Looks like the boot's a little bit damaged there. Might be something to look into. You can see here, once again, we'll get another shot of the rust. It's not on here. But you can see that the floor's in good shape overall. Your unibody and everything like that. Fuel lines in good shape. Brake lines, whatnot. See your thrust rod there. See your tie rod ends, your strut and everything like that. See, it's relatively dry underneath here. Not a whole lot of leakage going on. So that's a good sign. You can see this tire definitely got some edge wear here. Could be camber, could be toe. The way it would be needed to be checked on an alignment rack when you get new tires, because once again, this got 130 seconds left here as well. You can see here this brake rotor's definitely got some waviness to it, probably causing some little bit of vibrations on the brake pedal here. Try to get a shot here of the rotor. Kind of get an idea there. About 45-50% left. Granted, these BMWs go through brakes really fast. You see here your front, underneath the belly pan's all intact. So that's a good sign. Got your hog stand in good working order at the moment. Alright, we're going to end part 2 of Lemonbuster's video inspection.